Hot on the heels of the duelling ladies in waiting, and the favourite comes duelling royal redheads in Mary, Queen of Scots. Golden Globe winner and three-time Oscar nominee Saoirse Ronan stars alongside Australia's Margot Robbie.
Weekend Sunrise movie man Jason Jabba Davis joins us from the Sunshine Coast, not in black, in a pelican shirt. Odd. Jabba, tell us, are they queens of the screen or a right royal mess? What do you think about this film?
Good morning, Eddie. Good morning, Basil. Now, Baz, I know you love Mary Poppins Returns. Sadly, in this film, the return of Mary does not go quite so well. Mary, played by Saoirse Ronan, the Queen of Scotland from the age of an infant, she returns from her home in France to Scotland to claim the throne. It's rightfully hers. Only problem is that Margot Robbie is holding the throne as Queen Elizabeth. Things don't go quite so well for Saoirse Ronan's character. She's imprisoned for 18.5 years after trying to overthrow the Queen, and gets executed at the age of 44. It's got some incredible performances. Let's take a look at Mary, Queen of Scots.
Your beauty, your bravery. Now I see there is no cause for envy. Your gifts will be your downfall. Should you murder me, remember you murder your sister. And you murder your queen.
So, yes,
So,
no?
Jumpy, you can carve it. The performances are scorching. I think whenever you see Saoirse Ronan in a film in January, in films like Brooklyn, Lady Bird, you know it's going to be a compelling performance, and there's no difference here. Really stunning performance. Margot Robbie's great, but I think she's a bit miscast as Queen Elizabeth. And the story, it tries to simplify it for people like myself that really don't know much about the history of that time, the 1500s. It's pretty complicated. There's all these men behind the scenes backstabbing and scheming and engineering things. If you're a fan of The Crown or Game of Thrones, you'll probably enjoy this one. For me, 3 stars, incredible performances, but the story was a little bit slipshod.
I don't know,
Now,
Jabba,
I'm not in black
today
to because...
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I'm wearing the Mr. Proud shirt today in honour of Storm Boy.
Of course.
Now, Eddie, you weren't a big fan of the remake.
Like, I loved the scenery. I loved the performance of Finn Little, the little actor in it. Jai Courtney was great too. But I don't know, I'm not sure about the flash forward to the new story, Jabs, a new interpretation.
You're too young.
Yeah, of course, Jeffrey Rush plays the old version of Storm Boy. He's reminiscing about his time on the Kooyong in South Australia, a beautiful stretch of beach that is under threat. They want to turn it into a wildlife sanctuary. The local hunters aren't so happy, and this is where we spend a great part of the film with Finn Little, who plays Storm Boy, and Trevor Jamieson, who plays Fingerbone Bill, the local Aboriginal man. Jai Courtney plays Hideaway Tom, who's Finn Little's dad. Look, I weep when I think about this film because it is a hugely emotional film for me. Let's take a look at Storm Boy.
Good job, Mr. Proud!
All right, Mr. Percival, go find him.
I miss them. I know he misses them too.
Sometimes you got to do what you know is right, even if they're going to hate you for it. They're going to have to go back soon. Wild things need to be free.
It is a heartwarming family story. 55 years since we had the book, 43 years since the last film, so I think it's time for an update. 4 stars for me. I loved Storm Boy, and I did weep a lot at the end. Now, something else that's not really a remake, but it's another version of the King Arthur tale. This time, the fate of the world rests in the hands of a gang of London teenagers, and the king who would be king comes from director Joe Cornish, who wrote Ant-Man and directed Attack the Block a few years ago, and it stars Andy Serkis's son, Louis. Of course, Andy Serkis plays Smeagol. He's one of the key motion capture guys. Let's take a look at the kid who would be king.
You're a king, Alexander. The sword chose you.
Why would we help you?
Because you're the strongest people I know. You're my knights. And this is the round table. Quick, Bettis, lift up the flaps.
Oh my God, you're such a nerd.
This is destiny.
If you love The Goonies, if you love Night at the Museum, it's going to be your cup of tea. 4 stars for this one. It is perfect for all ages, maybe a little bit scary for under 10s. And big shout out to the guys at BCC Noosa Cinemas, my new local. Lots of stuff to see this week. And of course, next week, Clint Eastwood in The Mule and Green Book, some controversial Oscar contenders. So I look forward to seeing you guys then.
Good on you, Storm Boy. Thank you.
Yeah, some good holiday picks in there. Thanks for that, Jabs, and thanks for that pool announcement you made there on the Sunshine Coast as well.